Hello, my friends, and welcome on in. As you can see, things have changed a little bit around here. And in the midst of all of the changes, my microphone broke. So we are going with the built-in mic in the computer, which isn't fantastic. So bear with us through the sound. You may actually hear more things than normal, like my dogs that are right here whining because they want to come in the room, but they're left outside. So we're gonna roll with everything. That's what we do around here. We roll with it. Something else I wanted to note is that if you look behind me, you will see there is now shelving, and on those shelves you will see some tarot cards. We are going to bring in tarot a little bit more because while astrology is truly what I believe helps us see ourselves most clearly, it's always nice to be able to get messages in all ways, right? Connecting in with spirit, connecting in with God, something we talk about a lot. But how do we do that? Well, one way we can do that that works really, really well, especially in this format, is to use cards. Tarot cards, oracle cards, because they carry an image that has a message. So we're going to start working with those things more often also. But for today, we're going to dive into this full moon in Capricorn. We're going to talk about what it is and then some things we can do to work with this energy. And if you're new here, thank you for coming in. Welcome. My name is Victoria, and I am the astrologer of your Wings of Ascension. So let's pull up this chart and talk about this full moon. So, where are we? All right, this looks the same. We're still good. So, this full moon, we have the sun over here at 11 degrees of Cancer and the moon over here at 11 degrees of Capricorn. Whenever we have a full moon, we are dealing with a heightened sense and a heightened energy in that specific zodiac sign. So this is Capricorn. Let's look at Capricorn first. Capricorn is all about our ambitions, our drives. It is what pushes us to succeed. It is the reputation. It's what we leave after our physical incarnation here is done. The polarity to that, which is where the sun is in Cancer. And Cancer is all about family, home, feeling of comfort, feeling of nurturing, nostalgia. So we are, with a full moon, learning to balance those two places, home and work. Now let's look at the other things that are going on with this chart, and then I will come back to talk to you about it. Whoa, Jupiter. So we have the sun and the moon in opposite. So whatever one touches, the other touches. We have Jupiter and Saturn involved. And in both instances, we have positive connections. One is a sextile, one is a trine. It switches off. So the sun is in sextile to Jupiter and trine to Saturn. We know that they're both positive, but the trine's just a little easier. So sun to Saturn, our current energy wave, we feel this ease of getting things done, Saturn. With the moon, we have a sextile to Saturn and a trine to Jupiter. So we have our emotional centers in a very easy conversation with Jupiter, the planet of luck, abundance. So this is a really nice full moon. So I'll bring you back here. We can talk about this. So like I said, this polarity is what we are dancing through, home and work. When we have any full moon ever, what we are aiming to do is to release energy that no longer serves us. And like I said, it is in the zodiac sign that we find the moon in. So this one is in Capricorn. So we are releasing, well, there's two sides to this. One, you can be releasing that you have been focusing too much on your work and neglecting home, or you have been putting too much emphasis at home and now it's spilling into your work life. So what you ideally would do here is look at your own chart and see where this is happening, where this Cancer Capricorn polarity is playing out. And then you understand kind of how it's manifesting in your life more clearly. But I haven't broken down the house systems for you yet, so we're not going to go into that. I will for the next new moon, which is in Leo. We will be able to go through that because I think that's where you start to get more real intimate details on the energy that you're going through. But as a collective, we are looking at ourselves and releasing things that no longer serve us, whether they be our routines, our patterns, our thoughts in the field of Capricorn. So this can be our work ethic. Are you pushing to the point of exhaustion? Do you need to lean back more into the Cancer field where you nurture yourself, you care for yourself? Are you pushing too hard in your career that you have alienated your family? Have you pushed them away? Has your career been your only focus? Are you feeling too much into the shadow side of Capricorn, which would just simply be fear? Are you living in fear and forgetting the things that you have around you, like your family, like your home? As simple as that sounds, we can get caught up in these fear moments where we forget we have a home to go to, whatever that looks like. There's a lot, I'm throwing them all at you once. Are you pushing too hard in the realm of family now? Are you allowing your family stuff to bleed into work and you're not doing the things you need to do? Are you going too far into the nostalgia side and thinking about the past and living in the past and not moving forward into where you need to be? This is the polarity that we're dancing with. So while I can't tell you where this is playing out for you because I don't know your charts and I haven't told you how to look yourself, so you can't just have me tell you, oh, it's in your third house of communication. That means nothing right now, right? What I suggest you do is use the Neptune retrograde energy and connect in with your intuition and sit back and think through where you are in this dance. Are you too far into your work? Are you too far into your home? Now, if you are too far into one or the other, first and foremost, there is no shame, there is no guilt. You are not wrong, you are not broken. You are now aware of it and you can adjust it. And that is power. Seeing where you are and seeing where you need to make adjustments and actually making that is the most heroic, powerful thing you can do. So, if you are feeling too much into this Capricornian energy of drive, of ambition, of power, this is a time where you can sit back and feel into the Cancer world. So things like taking a bath, very simple, feels very good. It is a very nurturing feeling. Being in water as a whole would be fantastic because Cancer is nostalgic, right? It is feeling home. Our very first home for every single one of us is the womb, and the womb is filled with water. So surrounding yourself in water right now is a fantastic thing to do because you are embracing your true sense of home as a human being. Flip around. If you've been going too far into the family side and you let your family drama spill into work, or you're just only thinking about family when you're at work, this is a time to sit down and work on your resume. Whether you think you're leaving, whether you want to leave your job, whether you need to leave, it doesn't matter. Taking the time to sit down and redo your resume is putting energy and thought and time into your professional world. By updating your resume, you are forced to look at yourself in your professional realm and seeing what your strengths and weaknesses are and where you need and can and will adjust. Because almost all of us make a resume when we're looking for a job, we get hired, and then we put it away, we don't worry about it. But when we work on our resumes, we're able to see, yo, I've really grown. I have learned a lot since I got hired. I have things that I can do now I couldn't do before. Wow. So making this time to sit down and redo your resume, you are re-empowering yourself with the knowledge that, hey, I can do this. And I didn't know how to do that before, but now I do. You see how we're working with this balance here? The last thing I want to bring in here is every full moon is a time to forgive because forgiveness is the key to healing. So when you are, whatever the polarity is that you find yourself too far in, right? Too much of the family that's spilling into work, too much work that's negating time with your family. Whatever axis of this polarity you find yourself in, take the time to do one of the two things, right? And it doesn't have to be any of those, right? Look up Cancer, look up Capricorn, feel into those, right? You can go and you can redo your goals for work. What do you want to achieve with this year in your career? Flip to the other side of Cancer, it can be cleaning your house, redecorating your house, calling your mom, calling your grandmother. You know, there's so many things you can do. So many options. Whatever it is that you feel you need to adjust, that you need to put more into, that opposite is where you are forgiving. So forgive yourself for putting too much emphasis on X and not on Y. Put it in writing. I forgive myself for working too hard and not being there when my friends and family need me. You can get specific if there's something that sticks out. I forgive myself for working the extra shifts that I didn't need to work and I missed out on the family reunion. Write it down. Then you're going to take this piece of paper, fold it up real small, and discard of it. However, you're not just going to throw it away. That's too simple. Take it and discard of it in a grand fashion because you are then releasing it. What I mean, rip it up into little pieces. Shred it into confetti. Do not use a shredder, that's cheapening it out. Do it yourself. Rip the sucker up into little pieces. Burn it. That's fantastic. You're releasing it through the elements. You could dig a hole, bury it. Let the earth take it. Mother Gaia will cleanse it for you. By doing this physical activity on top of one of the other, you are forgiving yourself for where you have been out of balance. Because at the end of the day, we are all human and we all make mistakes. I don't care who you are. Somebody I love to use as an example because we all know and love her is Princess Diana. She was a wonderful woman. She inspired so many people and still to this day does, to live through their heart space, to care about others, to be kind, to be loving. But she had her own demons. It's okay to say, I've got my own demons. But it's okay when you say it, you own it, and you adjust it. So forgive yourself for pushing too hard into one axis or the other. It's okay. It really is. We're all learning. We're all growing. So, what do you think? Should we pull a card? Which one? Well, I guess this would make sense, wouldn't it? There you go. Moonology. Perfect deck, right? Let's pull one of these. All right, and every time I pull out decks, I always clear the energy. And I have a window over here, so I'm sending it out. Sending out that energy. All right, so what message would like to come through? Spirit, what do we want to bring through for this full moon in Capricorn? Last quarter moon in Pisces. Talk less, feel more. Now, I know this is Pisces. However, talk less, feel more. Capricorn does not like to feel. Capricorn likes to do. Cancer likes to feel, does not like to do. So this is actually very, very fitting. Talk less, feel more. Feel into where you're out of balance. But don't broadcast that. Keep this for yourself. And take the time in your professional life, in the world where you are building something, whatever that something is, make sure you put your emotions into it as well. Feel into it. Because we can do everything right in the 3D, right? We can build the most perfect structure, but if that human element of emotion isn't there, what's the point? Some of the most abstract art out there the Picasso stuff that is just not anything that we consider normal, conveys the most emotion, conveys the most deep human connection, because that's what it is. It's that pure emotional element that humans have. So talk less, feel more is so perfect. I love that. I love it. Put your soul into what you're doing, even the balance. All right? I hope that this was able to give you some clue into this full moon. And like I said, next time when we get to that new moon, we'll be able to talk through each of our houses. But for now, as I tell you every time, my dear friends, you've got this. We've got this. I love you all, and I will see you for Tuesday.